Hello guys, Robot1 here, and today I am doing my top 5 decks for the Maximum Crisis format, so the last format before the new mechanic comes out, Link Summoning. So this will be the top 5 decks of the last format before Links. So yeah, we've got stuff to talk about. And guys, I know it's been a while since I've done a video like this, but don't be surprised. So yeah, let's get right into this, because top 5 decks of the Maximum Crisis format. Let's go. So for number 5. For number 5, I thought this spot deserved to be for something that I thought could do really well, but this spot is kind of shared between multiple different decks. This spot is shared between 60 card decks, essentially. So any deck that would be running Mowing the Lawn. So that being Lightsworn, Infernoids, and Paleos, in my opinion. Now, why are these number 5? Well, all of them play Lawn Mowing, which is essentially a card that you really do need to draw in the deck, either with a left arm offering or the actual card itself, to be actually able to play the game half the time. Now, I know that in stuff like Infernoids and Paleos, and even in Lightsworns, there's other ways to mill. There's other ways to play, but particularly you're going to be wanting to see that Mowing the Lawn to actually be able to play the game. And because of this, it's one of those things that you have to actually think. Does lawn mowing affect the deck? And the honest opinion is yes, it does. Because playing a lawn mowing deck, it's like, if you're playing Infernoids, if you mill, say, I don't know, 10 Infernoids, if you were actually able to do that, and even like Snow, which is a big factor as well, you're able to mill a lot of cards, plus fodder for the Snow, fodder for the Infernoids to be summoned, and even in Lightsworns, that's the same thing. You can mill Snows, you can mill Wolves as well. You can mill a Trick Clown. If you're playing 1,000 Blades, you can mill 1,000 Blades. Like, in this retrospect, it does make sense. Even in Paleos, it makes sense. Purely because, oh, I could open a Swap Frog or a ton of traps. But if I open that Lawn Mowing with at least, I don't know, 3 traps, that guarantees me 2 Toads on the next turn, and if those traps allow me to stun my opponent, it's like it can do really well in both circumstances. And it's been proven by Billy Brake and that other guy the 2 guys who made it to the semi-finals of YCS, of 2 YCSs twice. And with that, it really does show what it means to be able to actually show these 60 card decks are actually relevant. Because Billy Brake was playing 60 card Infernoids, and the other guy was playing Paleozoics. Billy Brake won the first time, this guy won the second time. But all these different decks can show what their power is. And with the key definers of what you mill, Snow, and if you actually draw the lawn mowing itself, it really does depend on these decks being good or bad. But in my opinion, 60 card decks are the top 5 is the 5th best deck of the Maximum Crisis format, and it's just really what my opinion is. Plus, with cards like Minerva coming out soon as well, it will really boost Infernoids and Lightsworn a lot, seeing as they will be getting a reprint, and it will really boost the popularity of Lightsworns and Infernoids. But yeah, guys, that's number 5, so let's just go straight on to number 4 now, seeing as I've given all my real reasons for why these 3 decks are kind of tied at number 5. So, number 4, it's a deck that I think is actually better than 60 card Paleos or all these other decks, purely because the amount of power it can have and the amount of plays it can do first turn. Even if it goes second, it can still win considerably easily, seeing as I've been playing this deck for a while. You guys have probably guessed what it is by now. And that is Metal Foes. So, Metal Foes at number 4. Now, why have I put Metal Foes at number 4? Well, Metal Foes at number 4, in my opinion, are the best deck at number 4. Purely because they have a lot of consistency. Like, the deck has so much consistency with the effect that you can tech in engines such as Zodiac, you can tech in you can tech in Gofu, you can tech in all these different cards that that can actually be just really, really powerful against stuff like the 60 card decks, the Zodiac Mirror Match, the all these other decks that are going to be on this list. And with facts like that around, it really does make sense for this deck to be at number 4. Also, the fact that it's a pendulum deck just kind of boosts the point of it, because sure, if you get debarriered, it's not so good. But if you're playing the Zodiac engine such as I am, or even Gofu or other things, then your then turning off your pendulum doesn't really do anything. Doesn't do much, because you could be like, oh, special summon the Gofu, special summon a rat for a pendulum summon, because you can technically still pendulum summon rat. If pendulums are turned off, because of debarrier says that you can only stop pendulum monsters from being special summoned, then you could essentially special summon the rat. Rat goes into a Dryden, you summon the rat from the deck, then you go into, say, a Vermilion Dragon, and Vermilion Dragon can pop one of your opponent's cards, or it can pop, say, your set combination, your fusion to get another draw. It could do a lot for your deck, and Metal Foes are just one of those decks that it's not really affected by debarrier, but can be really good if they don't debarrier you at the same time. But yeah, Metal Foes just have a really good matchup. Plus, they have cards like Bear Baboon, which allow you to be like, oh, I've drawn these dead cards in my hand. I've drawn, say, a fusion, a counter, or even a combination. I can just normal summon the Bear Baboon. If I've opened a Metal Foes, or draw a Metal Foes off the Bear Baboon, I can draw a card. If it's a good card, I keep it in my hand. But obviously, we get rid of the fusion, counter, any sort of Metal Foes dead trap card in your hand back to the bottom of the deck. And then if you've got a Metal Foes, you can destroy the Bear Baboon, and then special summon 2 more Bear Baboons, getting you 2 more draws, getting you through 2 more cards, getting rid of 2 bad cards in your hand, and giving you 2 new cards that could essentially be really good for your deck as well. Which is another good point in my opinion, because of these are facts that really do need to be put out there. And another little tech that I do myself is Sangan. Now, you guys are probably thinking, Sangan, why would Sangan make Metal Foes better? Hear me out. So, Sangan is a card, when you think about it, it's not the best card because it's errata, because it has to be sent from field to the graveyard still. It can only be used once per turn. You can't use that monster's effects the turn you activate the cards. You add the card. But even still, Sangan is an amazing card. Because think of it like this. I'm playing a Metal Foes deck. I've got a Sangan in hand. I can essentially activate the Metal Foes scale, normal summon the Sangan, kill my Sangan off with the Metal Foes, and get a Maxi that I can use to draw tons of cards on my opponent's turn, or a Gofu that can be special summoned to the field because it's not an activated effect to special summon Gofu. Now, sure, you won't get the tokens for Gofu, but you will still be able to go into your Synchropraise of, say, an Omega, an Ignista, a Void Ogre, Bills, which is amazing tech against stuff like the True Kings, because they can't get over the Descendant of the new True King that banishes a spell trap card to destroy a card. And knowing this really does bring points to Sangan in the Metal Foes deck, in my opinion. I've been teching it ever since it came off the list, and it's just been doing wonders for me. It's done amazing things, and in my opinion, it really does boost Metal Foes above the average, above 60 card decks. All these reasons, like Zodiac Engine in the deck, Sangan, Bear Baboon. It's a pendulum deck, obviously. It's very consistent. So all these facts in general just make me really do think that Metal Foes do deserve to be the 4th best deck of this format, and I could actually see them maybe even topping nationals, topping regionals still. I can't remember if they've topped any regionals recently, but they should definitely still be able to do it. Even in this format where True Kings and True Dracos and Dinosaurs are a thing, this deck still has a lot of potential to be great. But yeah, guys, anyway, that's the Metal Foes at number 4. Let's move on to number 3. So at number 3, it was like, oh, this deck is kind of obvious to be at number 3. I don't really have reasons to say it doesn't be at number 3. Because it's just like, it's got a lot of power, it's got a lot of strategy, and it's got a lot of plays. So let's just get straight into it. It's Zodiacs. Now, why is Zodiacs at number 3? Well, Zodiacs, them being at number 3, it's the reasons of the decks above, but let's talk about the reasons why I've actually put it on this list. Now, Zodiacs are one of the best decks of the format, guaranteed. They may have had a hit to their Rattata, but that doesn't touch the deck at all. The deck can still make amazing combos, seeing as the deck is a very consistent deck to begin with as well. The deck has a lot of consistency, being able to draw, say, a Terratop, to be able to summon an Invoker, to special summon a Rat, or drawing a Barrage, to just summon the Rat through that, or any of these other things. Plus, they can draw a ton of cards of the engine, such as the Black Sheep engine, which is another broken thing. And like they can draw, say, like 8 cards off the Black Sheep engine, if I'm remembering correctly, maybe 6. I'm not too sure. But with the Black Sheep engine alone, that was really good. Now, the Black Sheep engine can be really hurt by stuff like a Liversasm, that the Earth True King. But if you're going first, you're not going to really care about that. So let's talk about other reasons as well why this deck is here. Well, now that the Maximum Crisis actually dropped, the Zodiac deck actually has the Predator Plant engine, which is, if I can have one up here, I will show you guys. Not there. Me trying to get cards while I'm making a video. This is awful, guys, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's in one of these piles. There it is. Which is these 2 cards. These 2 cards right here. Now, these 2 cards alone say, oh, summon, effect ditch monster, special summon, and then add an instant fusion from deck to hand. So, already, you've been able to get an Invoker and an instant fusion from just discarding 1 monster. And that is insane, if you think about it, guys, because being able to search an instant fusion, and on top of that, being able to get an Invoker, it's just maddening. And just knowing this, it's just insane, because it just makes the Black Sheep combo instantaneous. Like, you've got the instant fusion, so you don't care if you don't open it. You can just add the Black Sheep to be able to do that. Plus, we have cards like Leica now, which allow us to make the Black Sheep combo even easier. And knowing all of this really does mean the Predator Plant engine does give Zodiacs an impressive boost. So, Predator Plant engine does boost the deck a lot. Another reason why this deck is also really good is because the Kaiju engine. Like, Zodiacs have been maining the Kaiju engine for such a long time. Maybe not pure Zodiacs, but Zodiacs in general main the Kaiju engine. So they're already maining, what? Raigeki, Double Dark Hole, and 4 removal monsters. And knowing this is just another big factor to put into why Zodiacs are really good. And the last reason would be purely because of all the back row they run, and also hand traps they run. Because when you think about it, Zodiacs are running what? Triple Strike, Triple D Barrier, a Warning, Triple Ghost Ashes, Ghost Ogres, Maxi. Like, Zodiacs run a shit ton of hand traps and back row. Like, the deck is built around stun my opponent out, win the game, FTK, OTK, whatever you want. Like, that's what Zodiacs are. And with the additions of the Predator Plant engine, the Leica, and just in general the Black Sheep engine, the deck is going to be simply amazing in these last 2 months. And knowing this, I really do have to put it up there, up top, with other decks, with all these other decks. Like, the deck may have Rattata, but that doesn't really stop it whatsoever. So, yeah, guys, Zodiacs at number 3. Let's move on to number 2. So for number 2. Number 2 shouldn't really come too much as a surprise. Number 2 is the True Dracos. Now, why are True Dracos here at number 2? Well, with True Dracos, like, the deck is basically a stun deck at this point. Where you can either summon your big 2/9/50 monster, which says, oh, I banish a spell and trap card from the graveyard, and destroy a card. Also, I can't be affected by what I was tributed with, so I was tributed with a monster and a spell, you can't Raigeki me, and you can't Castel me. Something like that. I was tributed with a trap, you can't Mirror Force me, so on and so forth. I can also run stuff like Domain of the Monarchs, stopping you from using your extra deck. I can main continuous trap cards such as Anti-Spell Fragrance. I can main Imperial Order. I can main the new that new trap card that's pay 1,000, destroy a face-up spell trap card on board. Like, this deck can mean a lot of stun, and with the ability of its spell and trap cards as well, which have destruction in them, built into them, whereas if you tribute the trap card, you get to destroy a face-up monster, and if you tribute a spell card, you get to destroy any spell and trap card. It just boosts the deck's power a lot, and with stuff like the field spell as well, which allow you to be like, oh, destroy, say, this Water True King, because you will be maining True Kings in the True Draco deck anyway. So I destroy this Water True King hand, get a search, and I get to special summon a True King from my deck to make, say, a VFD or something. Just brings out a lot of power plays in True Dracos, and the deck just has a lot of has a lot of power. Being able to stun, being able to just make VFD, having an extra deck, like this, in my opinion, is the new Monarchs, because you can draw really bad in this deck, or you can draw really good in this deck, and like, it being the new Monarchs, it's just amazing in general. Just being able to be like, oh, I tribute a spell and trap card for free to bring out, say, I don't know, a Dynamite Knuckle, and all the level 6s and slash level 5s have the effect when your opponent activates effect, set a spell or trap card, add a True Draco, or from the deck to hand, or set it or activate it directly from the deck. So being able to do that is just simply an amazing deck in general, and it's a deck that's also not affected by cards like D-Barrier. So not being able to be affected by D-Barrier, oh my god, that is insane. Like, decks that can't be affected by D-Barrier are just too good to not play, and it's just too good in my opinion. So True Draco's definitely the second best deck in my opinion. Not number one though. The one above it is definitely better. But these two decks only really lose to stuff like Soul Drain and Dweller. Just have that in mind, guys. But that, obviously, your opponent has to go first with those cards. So yeah, guys. True Draco's number 2. Let's go on to the next one, which is an honorable mention. So yeah, guys, for honorable mention, this deck is something that I don't know where to place it, but I think it's gonna be a very good deck, in my opinion. Well, very good decks. And this is any Pendulum decks with Magicians, Odd Eyes, Performer Pals, or Draco Pals, or Draco Slayers in it. And why am I talking about this? Well, this is a normal mention is purely because I've been testing a 60-card variant of this with the new Duelist Alliance card. And Duelist Alliance really, not the set, guys, the spell card really boosts the power of these Pendulum decks, because, like, I've been testing this frequently. Like, I've been playing it quite a lot recently, and oh my god, it's just so insane. Like, and if I don't see anyone playing these decks, then I'm gonna be like, this is a £5 secret rare. You could play this deck and have fun while playing a budget-S deck. Like, it's also a budget deck when you think about it, guys. Like, you could pick up Odd Eyes for nothing. You could pick up Sky Irises for nothing. You could pick up a Magician engine for nothing. You can even pick up a Performer Power engine for nothing right now. And a Draco Power engine for nothing. Like, this deck is literally so easy to build, and it's so cheap. So, I had to put it as an honorable mention. I don't know where I'd actually put it on the list, but Pendulum decks such as Odd Eyes, Magicians, Draco Pals, Performer Pals, all those decks, honorable mention, purely because I believe with Duelist Alliance, this deck has a big power boost. I'm even considering playing the 60-card variant up my Nationals, so we'll see if I play it or not, but right now, it's a definitely very good deck. But yeah, guys, that's the honorable mention. Let's go on and move on to number 1. So, guys, for number 1, this shouldn't really be a surprise for any of you guys, because this deck is definitely the best deck of the format, no matter what anyone says. I can't say it's not the best deck, because it just has so much power, so much ability to FDK, so much stun potential, and that is Dinosaurs. Now, you're probably thinking, Dinosaurs on its own? That's a little, well, it's not really Dinosaurs on its own, but when you think about it, it's not really what you're thinking. But dinosaurs, as in the True King variant, would be the best deck. And why is this the best deck? Well, it's got a lot of OTK potential, with the ability to summon an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, a Lagia, a Dolka, or any other thing such as an Egg Seize monster, maybe Gaga Samurai. Just being able to do that is just insane. Plus, being able to destroy the babies with, say, a True King Liverspasm gives you an instant +2. Being able to summon, say, the Oviraptors to search the Conductor Tyranno. Being able to summon a Miscellaneousaurus with the consistency. Like, the deck has a lot of consistency, plus with the True King field spell coming out, it does boost it a lot, being able to just destroy a baby dinosaur in hand, then search Liverspasm destroys 2 more dinosaurs, just get a ton of advantage. Like, this deck has so much advantage, just being able to summon a 3/5 beat stick, being able to summon VFD, being able to make stuff like Lagia or Dolka to be able to negate effects, negate summons, negate spell or trap cards, being able to have the hand trap of Miscellaneousaurus to stop your opponent from affecting all of your dinosaurs. Like, in general, this deck is just insane. Like, the amount of power it has, plus this deck is nowhere near affected by D-Barrier. Like, it's insane. Plus with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, just being able to destroy a baby dino in hand and settle your opponent's monster, then being able to attack every monster your opponent controls and send it to the graveyard and deal 1,000. If they have 5 monsters on board, they're taking 5k. I'm just saying that now, guys. Like, 5k guaranteed with this card in general. Just 5k guaranteed. Think about that, guys. The deck just has so much power, so much potential, and it just has such of a stun variant as well. With VFD, it can run stuff like Anti-Spell very easily. It can run stuff like Imperial Order very easily. It can run so many cards so easily, and I just can't help but say this is a very, very good deck in my opinion, and I can't say anything else to it because definitely True King Dinosaurs or whatever you like to call it, it's the best deck of the format. I can't say it isn't. It definitely is the best deck. I just literally, this is definitely the best deck. Like, True King Dinosaurs, or whatever you want to call it, with the amount of potential the deck actually has, with the True Kings, with the Dinosaur engine itself, with stuff you could even splash in a Zodiac engine if you wanted. Like, put a rat, some barrages in there, that equals a Dryden and some Whiptail Banish. Like, this deck is just so powerful, so much potential. It's insane, guys. Like, I literally cannot say that this deck is not the best deck. But yeah, guys, those are the top 5 decks plus an honorable mention of what I think are going to be the best decks of the Maximum Crisis to Link Era format. Seriously, guys, like, these decks, I literally do think they're some of the best decks. Dinosaurs, especially seeing as their budget, and even if you're not playing like the field spell for the True Kings, you can still play like the Liverspasm as well with a few other True Kings. It's like this deck is just so overpowered, and I really have to say that it definitely is the best deck of the format. But yeah, guys, these are the decks. Tell me what you think of my list. Tell me if you think my list is correct. Tell me if you think it's wrong. Give me your opinions on your lists even, because remember, this is all my own opinion, of course. I'm giving you my opinion of what I think are the best decks. But yeah, guys, this is just my knowledge of the game and what I believe to be the best. So yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Tell me if you think it's going to be the best deck. Tell me if you think it's going to be insane. Just give me your full opinions, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think. But as always, guys, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Press the notification button to be notified of my future Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. RobotBat1, signing out. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and check out the links in the description for the previous video, and the link to my Facebook page where you can see previous videos that I've posted there, and any other information that I may have posted there. I hope to see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.